Okay, here's a comparison of a ukulele, a tenor ukulele, and the size of this guitar. Today I'm doing a full review of this mini electric Loog. What are you going to get from today? I'm going to talk about the specs. We're going to go through some pros. We're going to go through some cons. And I'm going to give you my final thoughts and tell you whether or not it's worth the investment. Also, stick around because at the very end, I'm going to give you a demonstration of what this guitar sounds like on the Loog Mini Amp, a 3-watt, 3-inch speaker amp. And I'll tell you what, it's pretty impressive. Stay tuned. As a certified Loog educator, I wanted to put this instrument to the test. Is it worth the hype? Is it worth the investment? So let's get into it. This mini Loog electric guitar is a full-sized electric guitar jam-packed into a little instrument. This thing has specs that are equivalent to a full-size 6-string Stratocaster and any other electric guitar out there. I'm telling you the truth. Let's talk about it. This is made of paulownia wood, the body, and a real maple neck. We have full-size tuners as if you would find on a real electric guitar. The gears are exactly the same. We even have a nice little 3-string bridge pickup that represents most Stratocasters you see out there. The knobs are metal. The pickup is a nice metal pickup. There's even a spot to plug in a 1/4-inch cable, which is the same size cable that you'd find in a full-size guitar. Full-size guitar, total mini package. The frets are steel. The strings are a light gauge steel string. We've got a wonderful pick guard. We have our on-off toggle. It goes white and bright when it's on. You're hearing that cool little feedback from the built-in speaker system, which I'll get to in a second. It comes with picks. It comes with chord flashcards. It comes with an option to log into a free app that has lessons and games and chord lessons, all the goodies. It also has the option for an opt-in subscription for access to more songs and more advanced educational games. The app is pretty cool. You should check it out if you haven't already. This guitar comes with a 9-volt battery case in the back so you can self-power it with its built-in speaker system. It has pegs for straps that are built in and already on the guitar. 6 different colors that this guitar comes in. There's red, there's black, there's white, there's pink, there's yellow, and there's this, they call it green. I would call it more like a seafoam green. I'd check it out at the website. There are 15 frets on this guitar, and they are well balanced. These are a nice, again, a mini version of a full-size guitar. Half steps, great tonation on that. The biggest feature of this mini guitar is the built-in amp and speaker. Loog figured out a way to make this a fully portable instrument. When I turn it on, the light is on, the pickup is taking the sound and it's pumping it through the amp and speaker that's right here. They figured out a way to get the sound of an amp, an external amp, right here with the guitar. Why is that a bonus? I think it's a bonus feature because you can do whatever you want with this guitar, and your little one who's playing around won't knock anything over unless they knock it over with the neck of the guitar. There's no cable, there's no extra amp that you need to have to get this guitar playing right out of the box and have it have some really fun sounds. We have a volume button here. The volume knob, is right down here. So we've got, obviously, quiet, and it turns it all the way up. We also have a gain volume knob, so overdrive. We have a clean sound, all the way to a fully distorted, crunchy rock sound, which, of course, most everybody is going to want to do is rock out. I'd be hard-pressed to find a small instrument with a built-in amp and speaker system. If you out there know of one, please leave it in the comments below. I'd love to know other companies that are building a small size electric guitar with a built-in speaker system. This is a pretty cool feature. That kind of leads me to all the pros. Yeah, let's keep talking about this built-in speaker system. It's a huge pro for the Mini Electric by Loog. The built-in speaker system makes this a very compact, enjoyable instrument. I love the sound that's coming out of it. You clearly can hear that there's a lot of tone coming out of this little guitar. It's probably because of the fact that they used real wood to make this instrument. It's got a nice weight to it. Yes, Loog only has 3 strings. I think I could have talked about this, but it's pretty obvious. Why only 3 strings? They are making a guitar accessible to younger, smaller players, players who are new to music, or even adult players who are new to music. A 3-string guitar takes out a lot of the extra thinking or extra work when it comes to 6 strings, and the 3 strings of the Loog makes it very easy to play, and it transfers perfectly over to a 6-string guitar when you're ready. Whenever your little one is ready, or even you out there playing this is ready. I love that about that. That's a huge pro to the Loog in general. The fretboard is really well made. It's one of my also big pros to this instrument. The size of the fretboard is thin and small, but there's enough depth so that my thumb and fingers can work and get used. I can get used to the squeeze that's necessary when moving into a larger guitar or even a larger Loog. The neck is one of my favorites from my original video on what is a Loog. Huge fan of the way they designed and constructed the neck of the Loog for 3 strings. I love that it's a solid wood instrument. This is solid, and it weighs about 2 pounds. It's got some sturdiness to it. I'd be excited to see how this thing will hold up once my almost 3-year-old gets a hold of it and plays it for a while. I'll have to come back with another review to see how it holds up for the first 6 months to a year once my 3-year-old has been playing it and beating it up. Yeah. Once again, thinking like a full-size electric guitar, they gave you a 1/4-inch cable jack input. What does that mean? For all you music geeks out there, you know exactly what that means. But for parents and anybody wanting to learn, this means that any standard electric guitar cable can go into this instrument, and that means it can also go into any amp you choose. And that is a really smart design by Loog. Instead of making it a Loog ecosystem only pickup and amp or cable option, they made it universally accessible, and I love that. Let's talk about the sound. This is a pro. I like the crunchy distortion that's going on here. You know, we've got all this sound shooting straight out so that the audience is enjoying the music. I just like that crunchy noise that comes out of it. It's great. Really good job with the sound for the built-in speaker. Okay, let's talk about the cons. Let's get to the nitty-gritty. What is not awesome about this instrument? I'll tell you this. While the sound is pretty cool in the overdrive and the gain and everything is cranked up to a 10, when I take the tone out and get to a clean sound, it's a little soft for me. I wish they figured out a way to balance the clean sound with the gain. The gain, I know everyone out there could argue that anytime you put on a gain, anytime you do overdrive, you're going to get a louder, crunchier guitar. But I just wish I got a little more sound out of this when I'm playing. And as you can tell, I've been playing a little bit, and the other con is that out of the box for the first week or so, you're going to find that the tuning is going to fall out pretty rapidly and very consistently. I've been playing this now for about a week, and I'm still kind of messing with the tuners, trying to keep it in tune. So why am I putting this in the con? Because I know a lot of guitarists, listen, I have to tune my guitar every time I play it, and most players out there know that guitars do fall out of tune naturally, especially out of play. And I would say that my little asterisk for this is that I'm using my adult-sized fingers to play a very small instrument. And just squeezing down on the fretboard, I'm probably squeezing too hard and bending the strings out of tune just by squeezing the fretboard. I get that. So this is a little bit of maybe a con, maybe not. But why does it matter to me? I want people to play immediately out of the box and get the satisfaction of rocking out right away. And when you start to pick up the flashcards or start to learn a little bit about your guitar, about your Loog, you're gonna find that it's like if you're out of tune, it's gonna not sound right. You're gonna be like, wait a second, I'm playing a chord, but it doesn't sound good. So I just wish that there was some way to kind of like skip that first few days out of the box problem. I think that obviously is one of the fallbacks of it being such a small instrument. And the thinner strings. While it's great for little fingers, I think the thinner strings are gonna give you a little bit of tuning problems. Is this nitpicking? Yeah, why not? Well, I get to nitpick. I'm a guitar teacher. I've been teaching for 20 years. I want to nitpick this instrument. Small little nitpicky thing. Yeah. While I've been raving about the built-in speaker and you're hearing more sound than me, hip hip, as the player, I'm having a hard time hearing as much sound as you are. And that's kind of funny to me that they did such a great job, but the sound is shooting that way. And so as a player, this does sound quieter than the audience is getting. So you're hearing more than I am. Again, I'm being kind of picky, but it'd be nice to hear more, or at least have just a little more sound come out of it. But, I just want to rock out. Okay, one of the things I think is legitimately a con is that while you get these great little picks that come with the guitar, these are the picks that come with every one of the Loogs. And it works great on my acoustic guitar, but because the strings are thinner on this electric Loog, this pick is too heavy. It's too thick. And I'm getting a lot of pick sound as I'm playing, and I want to hear more guitar and not just this raking sound as I'm playing my Loog. I wish they gave you just a little bit thinner pick, or if they gave you some pick options. I would go with a much smaller, thinner pick, like a 46 millimeter or something that is really flexible and flimsy. It would work better for smaller fingers and younger players. I feel like this heavy pick also causes the guitar to go out of tune, which also then kind of gets us in this vicious cycle, and it starts with the pick. So that's a con for me. Pick up some other picks. You can tell that I'm using my own strap to hold this guitar to my body, and I think having a hands-free music experience for your little one is very important, especially since they're touting the built-in speaker system. They should have provided you with a strap. Also, I know straps are not a one-size-fits-all situation, and that some people want to personalize their rocking experience by getting their own strap. So I get that they're not giving you a strap, but something to start you off with. That'd be kind of cool. Are these cons deal breakers? No. I know there's good things and bad things about every instrument. I'm trying to give you my honest opinion here. I really am trying to tell you that this instrument has some issues to it, but man, they're hard pressed to find. And I know that as an adult, I wouldn't be getting this size instrument. I'd be getting the larger Loog Pro. In fact, I'm going to do a review very shortly about the Fender pairing that Loog did and show you the Fender Loog Pro Stratocaster, and that one is a more appropriate size for me. So yes, I'm finding some cons, but I think I'm finding them because they're trying to design this for little fingers, for younger players. Is this worth the investment? This comes in at about $215 US dollars. That can be steep to some people. But here's the big but. You're getting an instrument. This is not a toy. This is a real instrument. And my final thoughts on this instrument is this. You do not want to get toy instruments for your little one who is interested in music. Their curiosity is happening at a very young age. 2, 3, they're beating drums, they're playing xylophones, they're shaking, maracas, or playing with claves. They're interested in music, and I want to encourage you to foster that curiosity immediately and not let a gap happen. And the reason I love the Loog and the reason I became a certified Loog educator is because it bridged the gap between 3 years old and 6 years old. It helps me expand the age range to my clients that they can start at 3, 4, 5 with lessons, and they can use the Loog to really engage in their music curiosity and have a real instrument to play. I love that about this instrument. And I don't want parents out there buying toys, toy guitars, toy ukuleles. So many things are going to happen. One, it's a toy. It's going to break. It's made of plastic. They are not good. And you're going to waste $50, $60 on a toy thinking, oh, that'll satisfy the need. But you're also going to run the risk of diminishing their curiosity in music if they're just playing with a toy. They're going to give up on the thing that sparks joy for them. Yep, I'm going to say it, sparks joy. I highly encourage you in investing in a real instrument. And this is a real instrument. And they will outgrow it, yes, but they will have it for 3 years old, 4 years old, 5 years old, 6 years old, maybe even 7 years old. I mean, look at me. I'm having such a good time playing this instrument, and I'm much, much older than 7. Investing in this instrument is going to give you so much payback in the long run. I can't say enough good things about this instrument, and I really mean it. And I love the fact that they did such a good job of trying to design and create an electric guitar that satisfies all the fun things about an electric guitar, and it really ignites your child's imagination and wonder and excitement for music right out of the box. A 9-volt battery, you gotta have one. Put it in there. Get your kid excited about playing music from day one, and that's what the Loog Mini Electric does. It delivers, and it delivers really well. So I hope this review has been helpful for you, and I know you've been waiting the whole time to hear how this sounds on a real amp, so let's get to it. Whoa! Do you hear that? Yes, that is the Mini Electric Loog plugged into the Loog Mini speaker. This is a great 3-inch, 3-watt speaker system, and I'll do a whole review on this later, but I am turned up to a 10 all over the place. I can control the volume here on the Loog, which is really nice. There's not a lot of control other than volume. So now I can turn it all the way to clean, and it sounds like this, right? Nice. So we've got some really nice options here. So I like that the amp just kind of enhances everything that's really cool about this instrument. I love that the cable is 5 feet long. If you're looking to kind of just boost your sound here, this is the way to go. Okay, so there's a little preview of what this little amp can do and how it can give a big, big sound to your Mini Loog Electric. Hey, I hope you had a good time watching this whole review. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, share it to somebody who's interested in the Loog. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I've got a bunch of lessons, so once you get yourself a Loog, you can come back and learn a whole bunch of songs. I love this Loog Nation community, and I'm a big fan of this instrument, no matter which instrument you get from the Loog family. And I look forward to talking to you all more very soon. Have a great day. Yeah! Good night.